What's up, all? Welcome back to Mindset Bites. This is episode 22. If you have been liking these episodes, please subscribe, follow, like the podcast. And if you've gotten value from any of these episodes, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below, whether you're on Spotify or on YouTube. I love hearing from you guys. And if there's anything that you want more information about or you want to hear about on this podcast, I would love to know. Checking in on your mental health is so important and often neglected. But when I tell my clients that they need to be checking in with themselves, I think sometimes they get a little bit confused. And the reason why I say that is sometimes they're like, Christina, what is that? Like, what does that even mean? Like, the only thing I can think about is journaling or, doing something along those lines. And I don't really want to do that. And hey, you know what? It is what it is. If you don't want to journal, that's totally okay. But if we're just completely neglecting checking in on ourselves altogether, then we're going to end up having it catch up with us at some point. And I do this thing where I give my clients a format for what I call a weekly check-in with themselves, and then also a format for a monthly check-in with themselves. I check in with myself every month using this exact worksheet, which I will put a link for it in the comment section below for you guys. But at the end of every week, I think it is important to ask ourselves, what has energized us this week? And what has drained us this week? It gives us insight into where we could potentially make changes in our day-to-day life. And isn't that what we really need to grow and flourish as human beings? I mean, I think so. And then, listen, at the end of every month, I think it is important to do a monthly mental health audit. Like, what are things that you felt about this month? Like the last 30 days, like how have you felt in general? Like when you think of the last 30 days, how do you feel? Do you feel excited? Do you feel drained? Do you feel tired? Like, I don't know. Maybe you need to ask yourself that question. And then maybe asking yourself, what if I avoided processing this month? Because I was either too busy, too tired, too distracted. I think it's worth asking ourselves what we've been avoiding so that we give ourselves the space to actually acknowledge those things. And there's about 6 questions that I usually have on my monthly mental health check-in. So like I said, I'll drop a PDF in the comment section below if you guys want it. And yeah, go download that. I think this habit or routine of checking in with ourselves is so important for our mental health, and it's often so neglected. And the way that it can benefit you is maybe you actually acknowledge some of the things that aren't working for you or are working for you, and start to make those little adjustments. I think this is what we do in our businesses when we do a business audit. We should be doing this in our relationships as well. Like if you're in a relationship right now and you're not checking in every week and saying, hey, like, where do you feel like our relationship worked this week? Or how did I show up well for you this week in our relationship? And hey, like, where did I miss the mark this week in our relationship? Where did I maybe not show up for you when you needed me to? And how can we kind of talk about that or communicate about it? I think having a monthly check-in is hugely important for your relationships. What's working? What's not working? What did we maybe avoid talking about this month? And can we talk about it now? I think that this can be applied across the board. And I've seen huge value in it just within my own personal growth and being able to acknowledge things within myself, make changes in my business. But if we're not actually taking the time to sit down and ask ourselves these questions, we can't get the answers. I had a man come in here. He did an intake session with me just today. And we sat and we were chatting about him being there for a lot of other people in his life and completely neglecting his own needs. And it's caused him to have multiple panic attacks over the last year or so. And I asked him, I said, how much of those panic attacks do you think are happening because you have avoided processing things about what's happened over the last year? And he said he didn't think that they were related. And I told him, I said, when we emotionally neglect ourselves and are always there for other people, always doing other things for other people, our body sends us signals to, hey, something's not right here. Our emotions get stored in our body. I know y'all know that. But when we don't address them, they will manifest themselves in anxiety, in panic attacks, in physical ailments, in weight gain, in hormonal imbalances. All of these things can happen as a result of you neglecting yourself emotionally. So make it a point this month to take the time to check in with yourself. You deserve it. And let me know what you think. Like I said, I'll leave the PDF in the comment section below, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And yeah, maybe start doing this in your relationships too. Relationship audits are a huge thing. So I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I know it was a little bit longer than my usual ones, but the video ones are tending to go a little bit longer. So it is what it is. But I appreciate y'all being here, and we'll do it again next week.